All right, hi everyone. Welcome to the Node Working Group session for today. We'll go through the preamble and we have some updates for you from our ecosystem partner, O1 Labs. Here's the preamble. The Node Working Group sessions are a time when members come together to discuss and collaborate with ecosystem partners and the Mina Foundation. Topics discussed generally include latest releases, node operations, and other technical matters related to the protocol, although this is at the discretion of the Node Working Group. My name is John Robinson. I'm the Community Operation Manager of the Mina Foundation, and I'm here to support and facilitate these sessions. So please let me know if there's anything you'd like to do or talk about, and we'll try and fit it in today's meeting, or we can put it onto the agenda for next time. If anyone has any questions during the meeting, you can raise your hand. We have a very small meeting today, so just, feel free to talk. This meeting will be recorded and we'll post it on YouTube. And it's in an effort to increase our transparency and get more information out to the community on what our partners and people are working on. Thanks everyone for adding the topics to the agenda. Actually, today we don't really have many topics, but we do have some updates for you. And today, I'm really happy to introduce our ecosystem partner, Andrew, who will be giving updates. Take it away, Andrew.
Yes, hello, everyone. My name is Andrew. I work for O1 Labs, as many of you all know. And we've been working on additional improvements to the 1.3.0 slate of releases. Many of those changes went out in the beta last week, and we're working on some additional changes to Rosetta and the archive node schema that are going to affect a small portion of the user base, but we want to make sure those are all included for 1.3.0 stable as well. And we will be working this week to get to that, to reach that milestone and graduate it to stable. I would love to hear any feedback either now or in the future. Anyone seeing this on YouTube, come into the Discord, let us know how your experience with the beta 1.3.0 beta 4 has been going.
All right, great. Thank you, Andrew. Actually, Vince, Emery, do you guys have any feedback on the beta? Are you guys running the beta?
Yes, we're running beta 4 and it's far more stable now. So I think that is a great release. So thank you.
Yeah, that was my experience too. It's been very stable for me, and yeah, really happy with that. I'm running it on mainnet, and yeah, quite happy.
I think since beta 1, beta 2, it's very stable in every area.
Can you talk a little bit about some of the changes in the release, Andrew, especially for some people that are watching the recording?
Yeah, let me pull up and then also link the release notes for folks so that it's also easy where to find this stuff. But yeah, the major things that have come in between beta 2 and beta 4 that have made things more efficient is some optimizations in Ketchup and Super Ketchup, as well as in beta 4 we discovered a couple edge cases and like pieces of code that we put in ages ago that were far less performant than we expected them to be. And so we've ripped out a bunch of these little like busy wait periods where the node was working very hard but not accomplishing very much. And we fixed the accounts unlocking and locking mechanism so that you can add keys for accounts and lock and unlock them as much as you would like without having to do all of this like workaround with deleting the key file. I think those are the big things. Besides just like the 1.3 releases in general, which are doing things like getting rid of old coda underscore naming for things and just that sort of cleanup and code structure improvements that are making it a lot easier to make these changes and to make improvements going forward.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. One thing that really surprised me, and I was wondering, I haven't noticed before, but it was really fast to sync. I'm running one of the nodes on my computer at home, not on the server in that. And when I start that up again, I mean, it was really fast to sync, like 5-6 minutes. So that's quite a big change. Has anyone else experienced that as well, or is that something that's due to this release?
I think it still depends on network state, but yeah, there's a significant improvement there. It bootstrap time.
Yeah, I will say Bootstrap is still like 5 to 10 minutes, and depending on whether or not you have local on disk state, there's another process that it has to do to sort of load in all of that old persistent storage and then resolve it against the network. So there's still like many different ways that you can that first Bootstrap period actually executes, and some of them are faster than others. I think that's a big part of the reason why you're going to see differences. But I also think that in this current version, it is the most efficient it's ever been. So Ketchup and Bootstrap should be faster than they have been for you in the past. And really, under all of those conditions, it should be better, and then some more than others. And Nathan, do you want to speak more on that and more on what's better?
Yeah, I can speak a little bit. So, yeah, from my measurements, I've been noticing that Bootstrap from a persisted state takes about 5 to 10 minutes now, and Bootstrap from no state takes about 20 to 25 minutes on average. So I'd always be curious in hearing if that matches up with what the community is observing. But as far as what the changes were that help with this, it's really what Andrew was talking about before, especially with the super catch-up optimization. There was an inefficiency that was tracked down in super catch-up that what we didn't find when we first introduced super catch-up, because it's an inefficiency that only showed up as we had more catch-up jobs in progress. And so as we started getting more catch-up jobs in progress, and the network started seeing increased load of traffic, this started becoming a big issue, and it sort of has like a exponential effect in how it surfaces itself. So we tracked that down and fixed that. And we expect that to have a really big overall improvement to how many resources it takes, like how quickly it takes to actually do your initial catch-up after you finish bootstrapping, but also the overall resources consumed by catch-up jobs in general as you're participating on the chain. So really hoping this will have a very large effect on the daemon's performance. And in particular, I've been seeing much lower CPU utilization of the daemon while participating once initial catch-up is finished. Which is much better than what it was before, where we would typically be pegged to close to 100% CPU a lot of times. So it does seem to be significant reduction in resource usage.
Yeah, and that should also make it easier to just see a new block on the network, catch up to it, and then produce a block in the next slot as well. Like one of the that very specific moment is only having to catch up to a very small number of blocks, but at the same time, as efficient as we can make that process, the better it will be for every node on the network trying to just participate and, gossip blocks and produce new blocks. So that's incredibly exciting. And I think also these things were contributing to some of the performance degradation that we've been seeing when nodes run for really long periods of time. Because the amount of time that it spends busy waiting, I think, increases over as the node continues to run and continues to run more catch-up jobs and continues to just be in a steady state for a long time. And so, yeah, fixing all these things and getting the CPU and RAM usage spent on the key operations to keeping the node alive should also help them stay alive longer without any sort of, change in performance, which is incredibly exciting. And the other thing I wanted to point out timing wise is I'm noticing basically 2 to 3 seconds to get a new block. and add it to the transition frontier, like to catch up to a new block in super catch up, which is incredible. So to do a whole 290, 3 seconds times 290 to fill the frontier is really amazingly fast. And it consumes a lot of resources in that period, like you were saying, because it's just, barreling through all of the work, and then you're off to the races from there.
I'd just like to ask about the GraphQL request. Since everything improved and performance increased, how is that request performed recently? Because in case there's a significant improvement there, I'd like to monitor that as well.
Are you talking about the speed and performance and reliability of the GraphQL API?
Yes.
Yeah, I have not had a chance to measure it against the most recent changes that came in last week. I would not be surprised if it helps, but I think some of these follow-up things, as we've landed these optimizations, we'll have to do more research into and properly measure on our end before we'll know for sure. But I think it's definitely worth a shot just on your end with the new release, try and run a script against GraphQL and see how quickly it responds and how reliable it is. Because I do expect definitely some performance improvements there. Not being pegged at 100% CPU all the time, it does a lot for the daemon's ability to respond to different, incoming requests. So I expect something to improve there at least.
Yeah, and again, hopefully the long-term performance of it improves, and the reliability side. I think our average case response times are pretty okay. It's more just that the node gets less and less happy with responding to GraphQL.
And to that point, I think that I haven't been testing specifically GraphQL, but we ran a seed node for about a week now with these changes applied, and that node has not seen any significant performance degradation over the course of that week. So I think that's a really good indicator that we're headed in the right direction here.
How often did you guys hit that seed node?
How often do we what?
Did you guys hit that seed node for check?
Oh, we have a health check that hits every now and again, but that's not what we're measuring. I'm measuring overall CPU time and block inclusion time. So just how it performs in keeping up with the network. I have not set up a script that measures GraphQL performance along with that at the moment.
Okay. I thought you are talking about GraphQL.
Yeah, but we are also hammering, the health checks are hammering GraphQL. We're just not measuring the amount of time that each request takes. But our nodes do serve a fair bit of GraphQL volume as a result of the way that we deploy them. So yeah, the long run time has been hard to achieve on our seeds for exactly these same reasons that you all are experiencing that when you hammer these APIs. So I think it's a good sign.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
There were some questions before about the seed nodes and that, and would you recommend running this for a seed node then?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because like I said, just keeping up with the chain is easier and more efficient, and serving requests in general is more efficient. And what the seed node spends a lot of its time doing is serving like network RPC requests for Bootstrap and Ketchup and all of these things. So, yeah, so I would say absolutely it's worth upgrading and keeping up with 1.3. And look, there will be plenty of announcements to this effect as we get closer and the stable release actually is ready. But certainly at the point when that's stable, every piece of infrastructure should be running 1.3.0. There's becoming more and more scarce reasons to like need to downgrade, and really we don't want to be in that world anymore. We want to be building better and better software with every release. So we're looking to hit that bar with 1.3, and we will be recommending exactly that. That everyone upgrade and move all your infrastructure over and sort of move towards the new world of what we can do with Mina.
Oh, great. Thanks a lot. Thanks for that, Andrew. Yeah, we do have a little bit more time left. Vince, Imre, do you have anything else you'd like to discuss? So one thing for everyone watching the recording afterwards, if you have any feedback or experiences you'd like to share about this, it'd be very, very valuable for our ecosystem partner O1 Labs to have a look at this. And you can share this kind of feedback in the DevNet channel or in the mainnet block producers channel. The DevNet channel is a bit quieter, so it'd be easier for people to find. If you tag or ping Linus Grom there or Chris F, we'll be able to pass that along pretty quickly. So that feedback we really appreciated, and your experiences with the new beta. Imre, was there something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I don't have a question. There's not much changes last week.
Yeah, thanks for posting that, Andrew. Yeah, so if anyone has any feedback, yeah, DevNet channel is probably the easiest to find. Nathan, Andrew, was there anything else you'd like to talk about today? Yeah. Does anyone else have any questions? Otherwise, we can finish off a bit early. I'll stop the recording. We'll keep the chat open and just say hi to everyone in that. So. All right, everyone, I'll finish the recording now. So thank you very much. Thanks a lot for your time, Nathan. Really appreciate it. Andrew, always appreciate your time here. It's really great, and it's really good to see all the changes and the improvements you're making. It's really appreciated. I mean, yeah. All right, everyone, thank you very much for coming, and you have a great week.
Bye.
Thank
Hi,
you.
guys.
Bye bye.
Cheers.